Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham here. Second half of the double dip. We have got the All Saints Cougar boys and the Gres-Sims Wolverine boys in what should be a real close, hard-fought matchup.
I think both teams are coming into their own a little bit. Again, with being shut down for a period of time, getting a late start for a period of time. There's a lot of different things that come into play. And I know Coach Brzezinski really wants to keep his guys, again, in a non-conference game right now, wants to keep his guys focused on the conference. That's a goal for them, to win the conference, get themselves in that race, and put another a banner up here at the St. Hyacinth's gym here at Varsity All Saints. But you got two teams that are evenly matched, but they play a lot of similar-sized schools. They play a lot of smaller schools. And Gray has some pretty tough teams up there in the Baby Dipper, the Little Dipper.
The Bambino Dipper, indeed, as we've seen so many changes in the league formations and disformations in the last 10 years, but the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper are still holding strong up there. But for the All Saints Cougars, they played Deckerville the other night, and for 3+ quarters, they were neck and neck with Deckerville. But All Saints just kind of ran out of gas at the end. They had a couple of players that, due to, we're going to just call it injury, were not able to play and practice until just before the game time. So really that changes your rotation a lot, plus the stamina of those just coming back.
Right, and you had Zach contests for the Cougars that went off. He had 6 threes. He is a big threat for the Cougars. We're going to see a lot of offense out of him, or expect a lot of offense out of him. A lot of leadership out of him as well, as he's been around the program. His brother's now graduated, and he's the JV basketball coach. So being around the game, being around people that allow you to learn the IQ aspect of it. But he had 20. He's one of the leading scorers on the team with 8.1. The one thing, Coach Brzezinski can look at, they're giving up 49.1 points per game, which is under that 50 benchmark. As a coach, if you can keep a team under 50, you feel pretty good. He's got his team right now averaging about 42 points a game. So obviously if you look at the numbers, you realize that you're going to come out on the south end of wins and losses. But a couple of those losses were against bigger schools. So that number is a lot closer when you're back into your own division, which is Division 4 for the Cougars. So a lot of things he can build on and not worry so much about, but trying to get some more additional offense to either help out, because they've had a lot of guys scoring double figures, but not in the same game.
Well, Ryan McDonald is the other key piece, I think, for the Cougars. He's a great athlete. He's one of those guys that does a lot of things that don't always show up on the stats.
McDonald had 11 points in that last game against Deckerville, as you mentioned, but he's a rebounder. He's a scrapper. He may not get his name in the paper with points. He may not get in his paper with stats, but he does a lot of little things, a lot of little nitty-gritty dirt things that you need to have on your team, as I'm trying to think of a band.
Yes, I know where you're at. Now, also, great stability for Jason, been in this program 7 or 8 years, but his assistant coach, Scott Trepkowski, gave up full-time officiating other than his career to sit on the bench, and he's been a great stabilizing force over many years.
Well, Scott has been, but Jason was here as a JV coach under a great coach in Mike Showalter. So he got to learn the ropes and kind of got brought along slowly into the coaching profession by Coach Showalter. Played for him here when he was a Cougar. He's another Cougar alum. Had the chance as a JV coach to learn, went with them to Freeland for a couple years, and then came back. So he's well seasoned, and he knows how to keep people involved in the program.
Well, we're just about ready for the game to start. We'll take our final break, and that puts the wraps on our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show. Back with all the game action in just a minute on BCTV.
Ow, ow, ouch! My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my! The pain, I can't take it anymore.
Good evening and welcome to our second half of the game of the week here at the home of the All Saints Cougars. They're entertaining the Gres-Sims Wolverines. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham, pleased to have you along with us. Nick Page producing, directing, cameraman. He's doing it all again tonight. We're ready for the tip. As that will be Lukens. Can't quite commandeer the tip. And it will be the Gres-Sims Ball Club 8 strong. Saunders is the point guard. And if you're familiar with Gres-Sims basketball, Saunders is like the name Smith up there. They've had great athletes for many, many years. He pulls up from the top, and he lets one fly that's a little off the mark, and Rene Cruz comes back the other way for the All Saints Cougars. Dribble penetration. McDonald tries to get that ball underneath to number 40, Lukens, and the ball goes off his fingers, but last touched by the Gres-Sims Wolverines.
Two of the big offensive scorers going to be Antonio Mata, number 3, and number 5 contest. We touched on him in his three-point prowess, but Mata averaging 8.1 points per game, tied with contest for the team lead.
Well, look at Lukens. Gets that nice drop step to the hole and is able to kiss it off the glass for the first deuce of the game.
Cougars settling down into a little 2-3 zone look right now as Gray is just slowly wanting to navigate. They're not going to force, they're not going to rush. Maybe get a touch here at the high post area.
And that man in the middle on the bottom has got to be the one that can get down low on that backside. So we'll see the effectiveness of it as the shot goes up. And Lukens got there just a split second late. And the shot goes in, and Saunders will go to the free throw line to try and finish off the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
I thought Saunders was going to look to dish, but he went right up with it. He had his mind made up on that penetration.
He's not afraid to burp, that's for sure.
Do a little shoulder shrug.
And a little shoulder shrug made that shot a little strong.
Shoulder shrugged it out. Ooh.
Nice little shot to the corner. Contas had his feet squared, couldn't get it. Lukens has the ball tipped away by number 12, Van Rickles. And the ball goes out of bounds. Look at Coach Brzezinski over there just pouncing on that ball on the sidelines.
Taking him back to his old playing days right there. He's ready to burp it up from the out-of-bounds line. And knowing him, he would have made it.
He never made a shot he didn't like either.
He never took a shot, that's for sure.
What a great slice of dice, just a little bit too strong going to the hole for Mata.
Nice play right there by Saunders. You know, you try and teach that, and that's just IQ, knowing where the defender's at. When they're right behind you and they're off balance and you just slow down a little bit, it's like being bumped into by a car right when you stop a little too quickly.
Yep. Looking for that fake whiplash.
Yeah, absolutely. My neck, my back.
Yes, indeed. Ball inbounded. As Saunders again, he's thinking about it from 30 feet out. And ball out of bounds. And
he missed it. Looked like Cruz came down with the step out of bounds on the blue.
Well, he may have got away with a little shuffle of the Tootsies too, but we're playing on. As Contas able to save the ball, great body balance. Back down at the other end. Shot going up from Mata, a little bit strong. Contas with a backside rebound and last touch the ball. And it'll go back over to the Gres-Sims Wolverines. Both teams a little jittery here in the early going, Coach.
Well, they're just kind of feeling each other out like any good fight. You know, you want to make sure you know what you're looking for, want to know what you're up against. You know, the zone right now can make Gray be a little bit more patient. You know, they get the mid-post guy right there, and he's actually got in the way of that nice pass to number 32 right there, Lance Sell.
Cruz with a controlled break. Coming down, nice job as he gets that ball to McConnell, and McDonald just a little too strong from 5 feet on the baseline.
He's going to need to step that out to about 22 feet if he wants that one.
Again, nice shot out of the offense, just unable to finish. Saunders kind of gets stuck in no man's land. Ooh, ball goes back over to Gres-Sims.
They had a better view than we did. I wouldn't have called it their ball, but you know what? Sometimes
you and I
give
had
it to
the same angle, Coach. And again, sometimes you can be too close to that. Saunders going up again, trying to force the activity as the ball, Mata was away, but he could not get there. And a little bit out of control. Saunders is looking for a foul, but guess what? When you go out of control like that to the basket, most officials are not going to bail you out.
Not bail you out, but, you know, that's more of a player control issue right there. You got to make sure you're going in there with, 2 feet strong, ready to make a move, but he wasn't able to do any of it, kind of lost himself in translation there.
So, again, he brings that to the middle. He gives up an opportunity for a wide-open 19.5-foot look. And an unforced turnover gives the ball back over to the Cougars with 4:58 left in the first quarter, tied at 2.
Mason Van Sickle was had his hands up, kind of Not sure if it was getting tipped or was, a little too hot to handle.
Cruz gets to the line for a pair.
We're going to have to excuse us. We don't know what number 20 is. He's not on our.
Well, I believe number 20 might be from the junior varsity team coming up. I'm not
we'll call him
positive.
Cole Pendred then?
All right,
we'll call him that.
And Pendred, there's another name. From my 20 years of broadcasting up at 104.7 WKJC, some of these names, they just kind of roll out, and they're all big families up there, and they're all athletic, and
they're all Gres-Sims.
If they're not brothers, they're cousins.
Absolutely. It's one of the best things about growing up in a small community like Gray. Again, they have a nice little following, follows them down here to Bay City All Saints for their Tuesday night doubleheader.
Yep, very impressed with the following that they've got. Split of the two for Cruz at the free throw line. Cougars take a 3-2 lead with 4:44 and counting left in the first quarter.
Saunders took that first three, and he's had a couple other opportunities where I thought maybe he could have taken a shot attempt, and he's kind of looking to drive a little bit more. I'm not sure if he got a little gun shy off of one shot, but I have a feeling he's going to get his share.
Wide open look from the outside, a little bit too strong. McDonald with a rebound. Contis comes back down into the front court. Sends it back to Cruz. Cruz splits the defenders, puts the shot up, can't get it to drop. And it's one and done as the rebound comes back to Augrey.
Back to the zone look as we went halfway through the first quarter here, about the 4-minute mark. 3-2, the Cougars are up ahead right now.
And that's going to be a foul on Lukens. Again, great idea, but he just got the split second late to put his foot on the baseline and shut it down.
They're going to give that one to Rene Cruz, actually. I think they got him on the push into Lukens. So
okay.
Good decision. Happy for sure. Coach Brzezinski is making sure one of his starters doesn't get saddled with a second foul here in the first quarter.
That would make a big difference in the rotation.
Absolutely.
And I really think Contis is very, very well of Saunders, very aware, as again, he closes out every time he knows Saunders is in the neighborhood. Saunders with that open look right now lets it fly, and he tickles the twine on the trifecta.
I knew number one wasn't going to be the only one that he was going to take, and found a shot that he liked. Almost seeing number 20 Pender there, almost setting a screen two on Contis, allowing a little bit of extra time there for the shot by Saunders.
And Saunders waited and was patient offensively until Contis couldn't quite get there. And we're going to have McDonald shuffling the Tootsies. Turnover gives the ball back over to Gres-Sims Wolverines.
5-3 lead for the Wolverines with 3:23 left here in quarter number one. I think you're going to have to see some adjustments being made, at least to try to get the ball inside a little bit. There's that screen by Pendred, allowing Saunders another three-point open shot.
Boy, he had a nice look, and again, he is definitely not afraid to burp it up from outside. Cruz goes underneath the Lukens as he puts it up and in. What great body control on the big fella as he's able to kiss it off the glass and go to the line.
Another good reason why Coach was happy he didn't get picked up his second foul there, because he wouldn't have been in the game had he picked the second one up.
Nope, I liked the fact that they were patient offensively and they got the ball to him in a position. He didn't hesitate when he got it. He knew exactly what his job was, and that was to kiss it off the glass, draw contact, and see if he can get a little three-pointer here.
You're going to see Brendan Van Sumeren entering the game. Devin Schuler into the game for the Wolverine for the Cougars. Number 23 playing at the top of that 2-3 alongside Contis.
There's really only two players that I've seen here early on that are willing to make that happen. And, of course, that's Saunders and Van Sickle. They're the two that have really looked to score. As Saunders, nice little semi-baseline, just has an angle enough to kiss it off the glass. Very nicely done by Saunders.
Reality of it is you've got two guys like that. They're going to take a good number of your shots, and those are two guys you want to have taking a good number of your shots as well.
Cruz with the stop-start. Contis wide open for the three ball. Tickles the twine on the trifecta as well. And it's back to an 8-7 lead.
Gives a little recognition to his home crowd.
Yes. And then kind of extend that 2-3 a little bit. Now they're out 22 feet from the basket. Van Sickle gets shut down by McConnell. Back up top, Saunders trying to dribble penetrate. Not much there as Cruz is going to pick up a foul as he was kind of off balance, and Saunders ran right into the contact.
Yeah, Cruz will pick up number 2 here in the just under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter as Lukens will take a seat as Van Sumeren comes in the game. It'll slide McDonald, shuffle McDonald over as Mata comes back in and takes out Cruz with that second foul. A little adjustment here Coach Brzezinski's going to make. Got Contes and Schuler up top on the zone. A lot of attention now going to be placed on Saunders. I don't think they're going to have him be left alone or getting screened open.
Another wide 3 ball that's a little bit too strong. And boy, when you've got 4 defenders down there, nobody gets a body on the one person from Au Gres that comes down with the rebound and putback. I don't know that that'll be one of the more pleasant times in the film review that they go through tomorrow.
Verduzco with outworking 3 of the white jerseys down there.
Saunders picks one up at the other end, and boy, you hate getting a reach-in foul when you're the best player, when you can just move your feet and play great defense.
Almost forced them into making a mistake, you know. Oh, great, going with their man-to-man defense. I almost called it man-to-man zone.
It's the same, only different.
Yeah, it's the same, but different. As that hits, knocks the ketchup bottle over at the concession stand.
They got the fan going, and they did have the door opened outside for a while. It was pretty hot in here earlier, but temp has come back to some semblance of normalcy.
Of winter. Oh, we got away with that one. Van Sumeren eyed up that pass.
It's going to the hole. Nice job that time by the All Saints Cougars, number 23, Schuler.
Yeah, Devin with a nice take right there. Get a little more control as Selly's going to pick up his second foul, number 32 for the Wolverines, as a little Velcro check right now. Make sure your shoes are all tied up. Favorite thing to do as an official. One person ties them, everyone ties them.
That's what I say too when I see one pair down, everybody else, let's look down and tie them up.
Schuler right there, yeah. Schuler has a little resemblance to a player that I coached a little bit here named Justin Bates, wore that vaunted number 23 jersey. If he can live up to half of what Justin Bates has done in his career here at All Saints, he's going to have himself a nice little future here.
Second of 2 free throws is good, tying us up at 9. Yeah, Justin Bates, he could stroke the rock.
Yes, he could. I was happy to have him as a teammate for my son, and I always enjoyed watching him grow up and play through the Holy Family ranks, then to the All Saints High School ranks.
We're going to have a timeout, a full timeout by the Au Gres-Sims Wolverines. Courtney Glanton takes it. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back on Bay County TV as we look over at the Brain Trust for all things athletics here. One of our favorites, Greg Wagner. Greg's one of those guys that from the time he opens his eyes until the time he goes to sleep at night, he spends a little bit of time here at All Saints Cougarville.
He does that. The other thing he sees is tennis rackets. He sees tennis balls.
He loves the tennis rackets in that spring season.
He loves it year-round.
The big duo here again. Saunders sends that thing back to Van Sickle. Van Sickle has that thing off of the mark, and Saunders ball is down. And
put the ball on the floor and just go up with it. I think he was looking to get that contact.
Trying to force the activity as well. And it's great because you hear a couple of fans yell that famous 3 seconds. Well, you can't call 3 seconds when nobody has possession of the ball. And every time you lose possession of the ball and somebody gains it, then the 3 starts over again. People just aren't real well aware of the rules when they think they know the rules and shout stuff. They kind of show their ignorance for the game.
Well, you know, a shot attempt will reset it. Lots of things will reset it that they just don't know. That will reset it right there.
He absolutely was squared up and let it fly from 22 and hit the bottom of the hole.
Not going to set well with Coach Brzezinski. You know, when you have an emphasis on one player, especially the guy that has bringing the ball up the floor, and Van Sickle, the number 12, who's definitely doing a lot of good things out there, you can't lose them. At any point, you just can't lose them. You can't have three guys guard a ball and guard somebody that you don't feel is as pertinent of a threat as Saunders is from 23 and in.
Antonio Mata to the free throw line. He'll shoot a pair. And again, he sensed contact. He kind of leaned into it, did a great job. And the Cougars just are not able to cash in early on here with 5.6 ticks left in the first at the free throw line.
That's going to be number 2 for the Cole Pendred, as we continue to call him.
And it's a split of the 2 at the free throw line with 4.2 seconds left. And there's an off-balance 3 looking for contact. And at the end of the first quarter, it's 12-10. Gray over All Saints. Back in a moment for the second quarter on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Here we are. Listen to Jeff Beisel. Still's got it.
He can't get his arms together for half his letters.
Whoa!
I'm excited.
3
Let's
yards
go.
in a cloud of dust, and he had great success here at Cougarland. Always loved the time we can spend with Jeff Beisel.
God bless him.
He is a classic, and I get to see one of his
right
longtime
there.
Associates, Tom Herrick, as that shot goes in by number 23, Schuler.
You got to change that possession arrow as well. It's one of those things that, as a coach, as an assistant coach, I have to pay attention to, especially when you're on the road. I always got to make sure that old button gets switched from one to the other.
Well, and you know how this referee keeps track, Brother Newsham. The chapstick never lies. I have bailed myself out of more situations by reaching down and making sure that the chapstick matches. And when the chapstick does not match, most times I'm right and the arrow's wrong. Saunders with another great job. And boy, he's kind of put on a one-man show here for the Gres-Sims Wolverines.
He is. He's got to be a little careful, though. You give a little look at that last, and, you just don't want to make that uninterpreted technical foul by staring at somebody by any means.
Antonio Mata tickling the twine on the trifecta. Gives them the 1-point lead again. Shot just a little bit off, and look at Lukens. Comes and gets that big-time rebound. Quickly down the floor at the other end, beating everybody down. Unable to finish was Brandon Van Sumeren. What a great job, and just couldn't finish. There's an off-balance shot, and you can tell that he didn't have the feet square or the body set up. He just kind of looked for contact, and the defense backed off, and he threw up an errant shot.
Well, I think that's what it comes down to, is you're putting a lot more focus and a lot more attention on him. He's not going to have a lot of those free looks. And you're going to make him work a little bit harder.
Yep.
Even if you stay in the zone, which is fine, you're going to make him work a little bit harder.
And again, getting there just a little bit too late was number 14, Eli Wall. I mean, had a great idea, but you've just got to get there a split second sooner and get those tootsies set on the ground.
Yeah, you talk about the defensive side. I'll talk about the offensive side. That's why we really put a lot of focus in on going off at 2 feet. So we're coming in with a little bit more control, because you jump off that 1 foot and you put yourself out there and you get a young officiating crew. You're living it up to them, because a lot of young officials love that offensive foul. They love to put their hand behind their head, and they love to take that enthusiastic Teddy Valentine swing. Just go off 2 feet, go off control, and Van Sickle's struggling right now.
Miss of both ends of the free throw for the Gres-Sims Wolverines with 6:20 left in our first half of play.
We've got a couple of things. Nice block by Walker there. Or excuse me, Parker Nelson.
McDonald shuffled the feet. He was trying to change the direction of the pass and unable to do that before the feet moved.
Now, sometimes your head just thinks a lot sooner than the feet.
Everything else doesn't fire in sequence. I really have not seen anybody other than Van Sickle and Saunders even really look to make it happen. Van Sickle wide open for a 3-ball. That's too strong.
Parker
The
Nelson
change
right
just kind
there.
of fell right into his lap, and he knew what to do with it, put it back off the glass.
4 points for the all Gres-Sims on putbacks. Verduzco and now Parker Nelson. Right spot, right time.
As they slide that ball around, and contest continues to sit for a few minutes on the bench with 5.5 left in the first half. Nice job, and I heard him call it glass.
Yes, he said, I'm going to Jolt. Jolt's still open. Right across the street here.
Yes, indeed. 17-16 as the teeter-totter, the lead back and forth. Van Sickle back up to Saunders. Again, nice look underneath. Somebody else finally takes a look at the basket. Van Sumeren coming down the floor, and he's bumped. And if you would have called anything there, you really couldn't have called travel. You would have had to have called a foul. As Saunders with the pump fake, and see, he's trying to force that ball in, looking for contact. The ball slapped away. And again, 1 on 3, and you're going to have Van Sumeren picking up the foul.
A lot of heavy breathing out there on that possession as you got McDonald that was making a little bit of a breakdown, so you lose a rebounder. Rebounder with some size. But you got to give Saunders a little bit of credit, but you also want to make sure you pull him to the side and say, hey, son, we've got 4 other guys out there. Let's use them. Let's put the ball in their hands and then be able to get yourself a shot that you're not having to manufacture.
Saunders with the first of 2 as Contest comes back into the ball game along with Eli Wall.
Schuler going to the bench. He's been a really good offensive spark plug here for the Cougars in this first half.
Tied at 17 with 4:39 left. Second free throw attempt for Saunders.
2 evenly matched teams. This is kind of where we had expected the first half to go as they're feeling each other out.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that we commented in the pregame show that we thought that this game was going to go right down to the wire.
Absolutely. If we didn't, we can re-edit it.
Yes, yeah, we'll do it. But we knew ahead of time that this was going to be a very close, hard-fought, contested contest. Lets it fly from 21 feet. Tickling the twine.
They get the lead back 20-18. Get a little bit of pep in their step on the defensive end.
How about Contest? He just comes flat off of the bench and able to make it happen. As that ball comes down, as Mata's going to look to come down the floor. Not much anything there. He's going to reset the show.
Verduzco definitely on our all-hair team here out of St. Hyacinth's gymnasium here.
Look at
Home
the
of the
big
All St.
fella
Cougars.
turning
Lucas.
and trying to make it happen. He can't get it. McDonald kept it alive for a minute. Finally, the rebound comes down to Nelson.
Parker Nelson came in just in the second quarter, and he's put up some really good minutes and got a couple of nice rebounds, got a putback, has a nice-looking jump shot that he took from the elbow. He's getting a good size to him, too, some good strength.
And again, very well aware of where Saunders, they're looking to skip past to him right now. And he's going to dribble, penetrate, and he's going to kiss it off the glass.
Woo!
The defensive rotation did not get there. That was a planned shot off the glass.
That was, I tell you what, that was a shot for Coach Guizdalo. That was a little kiss.
Yes.
A little angle kiss. That was a little birthday smooch.
Tied at 20. Saunders, he's trying to get his team fired up, and he's going to pick up a cheapie here. They're going to call that over and back. And they're just asking to see if that ball was tipped, and neither of the other 2 officials are going to take it.
Nope.
Jason, you've made your point. You have to understand he wants them to ask across for help. And Jason Harper says, I don't need help. I was standing right in front of it, and I made the call. As Saunders puts another shot up, and Nelson comes around the corner, and the ball is out of bounds. And it's getting a little wild here in the last 30 seconds, Coach.
I'm not quite sure what's going on. Got a couple of student sections getting into it. Coach Beisel riled them up.
Yes.
You can blame him.
Man, I'll tell you, Coach Beisel, he's showing that he's still got it here for a middle-aged guy.
Tell you what, Verduzco right there on the switch right there, the big on small. Lukens was taking him down to the post, but Mata said, I probably could take Parker Nelson off the dribble with that little switch as we're going to hit the one-on-one mark.
Well, and Nelson just again got beat by that little bit, and his length allowed him to slap the shot away, but that was after some body contact.
Well, you know, a lot of people are always looking if they see the shot being blocked, but they're not understanding that you can't hit him with the lower torso either.
Correct. Or the body.
It's not a new rule, folks.
Second free throw attempt coming.
Lukens decided to take a little jog to half court just to touch the line and go, oh, hey.
He's running a little mini suicide there.
You know, I just figured maybe won't have to do it tomorrow.
Second free throw attempt is up. It's a bend to the knees, flick of the wrist, all Cotton on the delivery. Look at Greg Wagner. Now he's got a little comfy chair in the corner down there. So he's just like Waldo. Where's Waldo at? As Nelson has that ball down on the ground and fight for the loose change. And McDonald says, hey, little guy, move over. I'm taking this. Mata strong to the hole with a finish for the Deuce and a 4-point Cougar lead.
Biggest lead, I believe, for the Cougars so far.
That's going to be an offensive foul. And again, Saunders out of control, going to the hole. And at some point, you know that you're going to get caught with it. And what is the first foul on? Second.
Second foul on Saunders. And it's just not a foul that you want, not a foul that you really needed at the situation. I know you're trying to do a lot for your team, but sometimes you just got to, again, where you don't have to manufacture your activity, just play.
He's going to get his shot and his points out of the offense to try and force the shot and the activities. Contis burps up a long three ball. He can't get it, and the fight for the loose change, and it finally comes down and near travel.
That wasn't a near travel, Jeffrey.
Well, it was because it was that's no call. And again, sometimes as an official, you can almost be too close to it to see it. Look at Nelson trying to create offensively. And that ball comes back, and Nelson says, give me another opportunity. The third time's the charm.
Well, I was too close. Coach. You got to sit me outside.
Oh, Coach Jason over there says, oh, man. He goes, I didn't really think this guy had it from 20 feet, and he rattles it home.
Well, we got
Contis into the offensive set. Look at a dribble
Williams.
Penetrate.
Casey Williams came in the game for Saunders, and he's being tasked with staying with the three-point superstar from the Cougars.
Lukens with a real nice soft touch for the big fella down within a couple of feet of the basket. And now they tried to force a bounce pass into Nelson. And Contis comes down the floor here with the final 45 ticks left in the first half. Had that thing sit on his hip for a minute. Mata with a wide open three ball. Can't get the shot to drop, and we're going to have a foul on Eli Wall. And it will not be a shooting foul. Offensive foul, so they'll just take it out of bounds.
It's a push. There's a push. Oh, look at what they're doing.
They're changing it. They're coming down. They're going to bring in a little sub.
Going to shoot a little one-and-one.
Wall
Almost like
picks up. I know. You were a half step ahead of them.
It's a half step ahead of you. If I'm half step ahead of them,
I'm doing good tonight. I'm only a half step behind.
I might have been a half marathon ahead of you.
Free throw is missed on the play. Nice job of getting the Windex out and sweeping the glass for Lukens.
Looking maybe for one shot here with just under 30 to
plus
play.
3, unless they get a nice easy backdoor cut for a layup. How about Mata saying, I'm going to just take it to the hole, uncontested for a little kiss and a deuce.
Oh, Gray is going to have to adjust on their ball screen action. They're going to either have to switch it or they're going to have to jump it to give their guy a little bit more time to get back into play.
Boy, the Cougars doing a great job of extending that defense, and another second chance offensive. Contest is going to have to burp it from midcourt. Puts it up. It's off the glass at the end of the first half of play. It's the All Saints Cougars 28, The all Gres-Sims Wolverines 25 back in a moment to recap the first half, set the stage for the second half on BCTV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Cuckolin or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Good evening and welcome back to the Bay City Bills halftime show here on BCTV. And we saw a great dance and pom-pom squad, and we saw a very entertaining first half of basketball.
Well, I know we were talking about it, even off the camera, about how these two teams were evenly matched on paper, and this is exactly what we had expected. Now, if the Cougars can come out of this halftime with some adjustments like that pom squad and that dance squad, boy, we're going to be in for some fireworks here with the Cougars.
High energy indeed. And again, I really think if I'm Coach Jason Brzezinski, I'm going in at halftime and I'm going to say Saunders is going to try and force his way into the paint to make things happen. Be aware, be sound defensively, and he will pick up that third and fourth foul on his own.
I think if you're looking at how you're going to adjust is you want to make sure, you attack them. They're playing man defense. Try to get him in some switching situations, trying to make him have to be out of position so that you're looking to pick up that third foul. And then realize that if you can play sound defense on him and force him into manufacturing some shots, you want to make sure a couple of things. One, you make sure you box him out because he has a nose for the ball. But number two, you want to make sure your other defenders are getting their box out because you want to limit them to that one opportunity, because right now Augrey has had the benefit of a couple of offensive rebounds with some putbacks that has helped keep them in the game and not allow All Saints to extend that lead pass forward.
Coach, you're scaring me because that was exactly my next point. The other thing Jason has to talk about is you've got to find and body up and not allow second chance opportunities on the offensive glass.
He's got the players to do it. Ryan McDonald's got quite a few rebounds. Lucan's really impressing me. Eli Wall with a couple of nice solid closeouts there from the block on the bottom of the 2-3. They extended the 2-3 up a little bit and making sure that they're cover the three-point shooters. Stick with what works, stick with what you know, stick with what you guys game plan for. A little extra tension on Saunders, a little extra tension on the defensive glass, making sure that you are able to get that ball, secure it, and then go the other way.
We're excited about the possibilities in the second half, and we'll be back to find out how that all takes place and transpires as this puts the wraps on our Bay City Bills halftime show. Back with all the second half action in just a moment on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back on Bay County TV as you're seeing all the pageantry of what's going on. Lit cowboy hats and all the rage here as the Cougars up by 3 with the first possession of the third quarter. Right underneath the Lucans. What a great set play. And Coach, you are one that can appreciate that because they designed that play before they came out at the end of the half, and it worked to perfection.
I think that's one of the best things that coaches really – where they really show their mettle is being able to draw things coming out of a halftime with the ball, coming out of a timeout, things that you adjust, things that you can make happen, and it was a great call and an opportunity to get Lucans a little bit some shots at the free throw line, but it also picked up number 3 on number 32 for the cell for the Wolverines. He did not agree with the call, by the way.
Well, I think it was a great call. I think that Lucans was contacted by Sell, and Lucans with an opportunity, a little strong on the second. So a split of the two at the free throw line and a 4-point lead for the Cougars.
Parker Nelson comes down with that. I thought he played a real strong second quarter for the Wolverines. Kept him in the game and got a couple of key rebounds, hit the big 3. Says, as did Verduzco with the offensive putback.
A fight for the loose ball, and Nelson shuffled the Tootsies and got away with one as the ball gets turned over again. I really wanted to see Contes take the ball to the hole on that last play because Saunders would have been the one defending him to see if he would have picked up number 3. Contes with a nice soft opportunity at the basket, and just a little bit too strong as we had a little minor mishap in front of us. Young lady missed her step, and she looks to be okay as the shot goes up, and it's errant. Nelson does a nice job of putting it off McDonald, and you hate to see those where the defender's got the ball and he's looking to run it off part of your body. You normally go into what you call the protective mode there, Coach.
Yes, sir, absolutely. I've done it many times. I've thrown it off of many, and I've had it thrown off of me many times.
Saunders up top, thought he was going to burp it from 22. Does a nice job of finding Sell down on the bottom. Unselfish play as they come away with an easy deuce.
They extended that zone defense out a little bit and just left a little bit of an open area on the backside of the zone, so great find.
I think Lukens that time anticipated contact and put it up a little bit too strong instead of just putting it up and not worrying about the rest.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I learned from a great college basketball player named Christian Leitner, and he believes that everything at this level, at the varsity level, should be an and one type situation. As there was some contact there, no call. But, Christian Leitner's taught that, at this level, the varsity level going into college, when you get a layup, it's got to be an and one. You've got to be that strong with the ball.
Yep.
You got to be that strong, and you got to make the shot first. If you get the foul, that's great. You already made your layup. You already made the easy one.
But the whole emphasis on making the shot and whatever happens in conjunction with that is bonus.
Correct.
As Nelson is trying to spin, does a nice job of getting him to the baseline. Here comes Cruz as he's going to look to go coast to coast, and he tried to flip that off to McDonald. McDonald's going to have another opportunity. Can't get that to drop. Saunders runs out of real estate. The ball goes out of bounds. The Cougars are going to be blessed with another opportunity. Up 2 with 5:27 left in the third.
Cruz was on cruise control, ended up underneath the basket before he realized he picked his head up, and all of a sudden there was no shot attempt for him.
Well, I think he was looking to pass too soon, and things didn't happen. How about Lukens there? And I think Saunders is going to get number 3. Yep. And this is just a real tough decision time for Courtney Glanton.
He's over there pleading his case right now as a good player will. Hey, I won't pick up my 4th, but the reality of it is that was not the type of play right there that you needed to pick up number 3. You just need to be able to play a little bit different, especially knowing that you're a key cog for this offense as the first free throw up and in for Lukens.
I like the way you phrase that, too, is you're too important for your team to pick up cheap fouls. And I really think if he thinks and looks back at that, just let that deuce go. There's a whole lot of basketball left. Now with 3 fouls, at least in the back of your frontal lobe, you got to think about playing just a touch different so you don't get number 4.
Correct, and I think that's one of the things that goes into your driving. It goes into the way that you're playing. If you want to try and penetrate, you're going to be thinking offensive foul opportunity. But it also limits what you're able to do on the defensive end.
As that shot goes up and is missed again. Wide open burp of a 3 ball, and look who's coming to get the loose change. Oh, it's Renee Cruz with an effort. A+ for effort. Coach Courtney says, I better have a TO, baby. It's a 6-point lead for the Cougars. 4:49 left in the third. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Is your pain holding you back from things you enjoy, like playing with your grandchildren or participating in a sport? At Collier Chiropractic, we specialize in neck pain, back pain, headaches, or sciatica that won't go away. If you've tried chiropractic, you've tried physical therapy, you've gone to your medical doctor with no results, or you take medication and it doesn't even touch your pain, then put this number in your phone, give us a call, see how we're different at Collier Chiropractic, Bay City.
Back here on BCTV. Out of the timeout, the Gres-Sims Wolverines. Saunders will kind of saunter his way into the front court. And he's going to get the ball back up 28 feet from the basket.
I think Coach Brzezinski is going to make a concerted effort to make sure that back line of his 2-3 is paying a little bit more closer attention to exactly what's going on the backside. Because they've had several opportunities here in the second half where passes were unabated. They were right there, guys running baseline right behind it, and passes from Saunders were able to get through. So I think shoring that up a little bit. The other thing is Saunders hasn't taken a 3 in quite a while. And then maybe that starts to think your defense gets a little bit lazy, thinking that he's not going to shoot it, and just to really lull them to sleep a little bit.
Parker Nelson, though, with second and third shot opportunities on the offensive glass. The Cougars were so intent on playing great defense that nobody figured out it was time to get a body on Nelson to get him sealed off of the rebound.
Saunders may be their offensive scorer, but I'm really been impressed since Nelson has entered the game in the second quarter. He hasn't come off the floor, and he's been very active, and he's doing a lot of nice things both sides of the floor.
He's definitely earned minutes. As Mata tries to do a little stutter step to the hole, unable to make it finish. There he is again. Nelson with another big-time play. As he gets that ball, Saunders is going to go strong to the hole. I think a very good job defensively. At that point, you weren't going to get to the spot. Just give him his dues and move back to live for another day.
Absolutely. That's the thing. Same thing we talked about on when he picked up his third foul. You just got to be smart. Nice step through. Another nice rebound by Nelson.
Nelson just is owning the glass, and somebody fell asleep defensively and allowed Van Sickle there. And Coach Brzezinski says they're on a little 5-0 run, a little mini run of their own. We need to talk things over. And I think he's going to talk about not losing your man back on defense. We'll get the paraphrased version after the break on Bay County TV.
You treat your family with extraordinary care every day, which is why when it comes to their health, more of you choose Covenant Healthcare. We specialize in extraordinary care, from diagnosis to recovery, from babies to grandparents. Learn more about our extraordinary bariatrics program. Sign up for our free seminar.
Back on Bay County TV as the All Saints Cougars up 1 point as we just get past the halfway point of our third quarter. Nice little stutter step. Look at McDonald coming underneath with the Windex out, sweeping the glass, and with a little kiss from the left side with a big deuce for the Cougars.
Big deuce that stopped the 5-0 run and really allows himself to get himself maybe a little uncorked.
Boy, and there is another second shot opportunity, although that was a long rebound. The Cougars did a pretty good job of sealing off there.
The inside, right, yeah.
It sometimes when that thing pops out 13 feet, there's not a lot you can do about it.
See, I think when you got that switch right there that they're doing, that our Gray's doing on that switch is just something that you really don't need. A lot of contact, no calls, still a lot of contact.
Now we're going to have a foul on the floor, and the last thing Saunders wants to do is jump into that pile after the whistle blows. And could there been something called before that? Yeah, there was some contact, but definitely the officials got what they needed to do when that pile up happened on the floor.
Well, the thing is that they're consistent. We've called it a little bit tighter maybe in the first half, and the second half has got a good flow to it. Only 4 fouls in total called here. 5.5 gone here in the third quarter.
As Contis has really not been able to garnish his shot. Van Sumeren with a little smooch off the glass for the deuce.
I still think that all Gray at some point is either going to have to bump that screen, they're going to have to jump that screen because they're getting guys out of position, big on small, and they just can't handle the quickness.
Van Sumeren goes strong to the hole. And that was the proverbial flop. And the basket is good. And going to the free throw line will be the All Saints Cougars' Van Sumeren. Did you notice what happened on that break? Saunders stopped about the top of the key because he did not want to pick up number 4. I applaud him for being smart enough to not put himself in that position.
That, the thing about it is there's nothing wrong with tapping it from behind, but I think in his mind he wants the ball. And when he's going to go after that ball, I think he's going to get the arm. So great call by you, great call by him, great decision across the board.
That ball tipped away, and it'll go out of bounds, and it'll be right back to the All Saints Cougars. And that's the right call. Coach Courtney is not in agreement. Of course, the opposing coach very seldom is in agreement when the call goes the other way.
He can't run out of bounds, though. You got to stay in.
And I think that's why he didn't get the ball, and it traveled.
Well, that would be... You cannot clap into an opposing player's face.
Yep.
As much as you want to.
That You're right. You can't do it, but I don't know that the official saw it because I only caught it out of the corner of my eye.
Well, you're like me. You got a cat-like quickness. You got cat-like eyes. I mean, I don't know if there's anything I don't have. An extra step, number one.
And there's a play that Cruz wishes he had back. You don't 80 feet away from the basket. You don't want to reach in.
No, picking up number 3 for Cruz on that one right there. But he's going to sit probably for the last 96 seconds here in the third quarter. Come back. He's going to have 2 left in the fourth. So 5-point lead for the Cougars.
And I kind of like the token pressure on Saunders. Just make him expend a touch of energy bringing the ball down the floor instead of it being uncontested.
They're still playing their zone. It's not like they're not going into the zone. Still staying with the zone, but allowing Schuler to do a little bit extra work. Schuler's
I think Schuler came down and either came down on his elbow or his shoulder, and he came down hard right in front of our broadcast position here. He was looking like he was heading into the front row.
Not speculating, but, we talked about how to set a charge earlier and make sure that you knew how to land. Sometimes when you go after a ball and you're landing and you're running into things and you're not sure how to brace yourself, again, a lot of times you're just out of position to help yourself and to brace the fall. This contest is trying to grab the ball from the referee.
He's
hey,
like, let's go here. We got 1:12 and counting left in the third.
I got things to do tonight before school gets canceled.
I look for a contest to have this shot for the Cougars.
Yeah, there's a switch again. So now you got a big on small. You got Lukens on Verduzco down low. Now they're going to try and switch back. Oh, he stepped on the line.
He did go on the line over and back. And a great job by veteran official Jimmy Clark. Came right back, and he was straddling the line, made the right call.
39-38, lead down to 1. Every time that All Saints gets that 5-6 point lead, the Wolverines just do a little bit to crawl themselves back into it.
And you've got, at the other end, the basket is good. Antonio Mata. And Saunders is frustrated there, but really the defense just held their verticality, and they really didn't do anything to get a foul call. No. And I know Coach Courtney's going to be looking for an explanation right now, but I think that was a great no call on the other end.
There's contact, but just because there's contact doesn't justify a foul. Doesn't justify the referee having to blow the whistle. And again, they've had 2 of their 3 fouls have been 80 feet from the basket, and that's something that Coach Brzezinski is saying right now, going, come on, don't blow the whistle, baby, come on.
Well, you've got to be aware of the spot and the position you are on the floor, and you're right, 80 feet from the basket will make Coach Jason pull hairs out of his head.
Well,
earn them where you need to earn them, not 80 feet from the basket with a cheap reach in.
Tell you what, we got Jeffrey down here in the front row, got his rosary out. He was a proud supporter when I was a coach here, but I always knew when we were in a close game because a rosary would come out. He starts walking and pacing back and forth.
Travel.
Look, heck of a pirouette. I think he was inspired by the dance team.
And Coach Courtney says, that ball was touched. It could have been a jump ball. Well, it might have been, but I think the Cougars now up 4 are going to look for the last shot of the quarter.
Again, you got
and
some
I
screens.
think it's Mata.
Here's going to come down. Ooh.
Van Sumeren had that thing just fall off the front, and then Van Sumeren, it's the 3rd and 4th fouls in the 3rd that you wish you had back.
Well, I get the hustle. You miss a shot. I get a lot of that. But again, it's just like you got to get the clock rolling. Clock's not going.
Clock's not going yet.
Now it's going. Saunders with a 42-footer. Not going to count.
I would say that he's probably going to get the ball at midcourt, and they're going to give him about 5 seconds total.
Well, starting at 8.2, and I'm not quite sure what this is not a referee consult that you like to see. You like to see them get together a little bit. Or they're going to reset.
So they're going to say 8.4, and they're going to go back down to the end?
Well, we used to do that in the old schoolyard. If we weren't happy with the result of something, we just redo.
Sure. You and Julio.
Yeah, down on the schoolyard.
Down on the schoolyard.
With
8.4.
Yeah, we're going to just go with 8 minutes and 24 seconds.
Oh, yeah, you might as well just
add the 8 seconds to the fourth quarter. Let's just call it
start
good.
it up with 8:07.
There we go. Referees are working extra hard tonight here in Bay City All Saints Gymnasium.
And again, Saunders, you know he wants to burp it up. He throws it up off balance, and he's looking for that. And you do not want to do that to an official. At the end of our third quarter of play, the Cougars up 4. Back in a moment for the Final 8 on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Welcome back. Ready to rock here with the fourth quarter of play. The Cougars from All Saints holding a 4-point lead over the Gres-Sims Wolverines. Will have the first offensive possession here of the Final 8.
Very tenuous 4-point lead, mind you.
Nelson puts one up from the corner. Great job of the rebound by Cruz. At the other end, Amata beats him down the court, and the Cougars have got that 6-point lead back.
Rene Cruz with a one-handed Patrick Mahomes, get out of my way. This is going to get to Mata for a touchdown.
And that pass had very little room for error. Saunders lets one fly, and again another offensive rebound. A second attempt, a third attempt, as the Gres-Sims Wolverines have owned the offensive glass.
They just won't go away. You know, you get that 6-point lead again, you start maybe feeling a little comfortable. I tell you, what would be really good for Coach Brzezinski right now, and his faithful would be a 10-point lead.
Yes.
If he could get this thing to double digits, but Gray just isn't going anywhere. Lucan's picking up his third foul as both teams are at 5 team fouls here in the second half, so we're going to be getting close.
They've made that concerted effort to be on the offensive glass this entire ball game, and it's back to a 3.1 possession game here, just 38 seconds into our fourth quarter.
You know, another myth in the whole zone is a lot of people think that you still have to box out in a zone.
Yep.
The ball just doesn't come down to you. I wish it did.
Look at ice water in his veins. Antonio Mata.
He is making things happen. A quick layup, a nice little Kobe-esque jumper from the baseline.
Now the Cougars are looking for a stop here and a score at the other end because they don't like that 6-point lead. That is an unforced turnover. They want to go 7 or above, see if that'll change their fortunes.
They got the right person on the floor right now. Mata's really hot.
And
Contest we know. Yeah, Van Sumer's had a couple of nice plays here, and with Rene Cruz running the point, anything can happen for the Cougars. And they're going to run man-to-man, look for a little screen action from McDonald.
And I really think that they have spent so much energy following contests around the floor that it's opened the game for a couple other people. Oh, McDonald has it slapped by Nelson.
Did you say old McDonald?
At the other end, a forced pass across to Mata, and you wish you had that one back.
We got a lot of wishes that a nice pass to Nelson on the inside. Van Sickle working the offensive glass. I tell you, that was a great play down here. Everything you would have wanted out of it.
Just didn't get the finish.
No.
Team foul number 6, so from here on out, the Gres-Sims Wolverines are going to be doing a little free throw shooting on every ensuing foul.
Verduzco is going to take a quick seat as Mr. number 5, Casey Williams, re-enters the game for the Wolverines. Oh, nice.
Saunders really has not been an offensive factor here in the fourth quarter, but if he would have got a clean pass, he would have had a wide open look from 20. There's a fight for the loose change, and that comes down to Cruz.
I thought right there, Saunders had a baseline cutter. Matter of fact, I didn't think he had a baseline cutter. He did have a baseline cutter.
Yep, he just stopped up, and again, great job by McDonald that time to get the defense up, but he was a little strong. Wide open burp from 3, halfway down, misses the mark, and we're going to have fight. We're going to have a loose ball foul, and that is going to go against Contests. And it's going to be the 1-1 the rest of the way.
Mr. Lance Sill is going to have a chance to get to the free throw line and make him pay for these fouls, because shooting the bonus, it's only good if you take advantage of it.
You know, second chance opportunities on the offensive glass are what has kept Gres-Sims Wolverines in this game tonight.
Saunders had a great look, and it just wouldn't roll around. But, you know, that extra spin around almost allows his teammates to get even a better position. We start to get a little closer. The 5:39 left. We got both sides, both fan sections are getting a little on edge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And, you know, it's fun to be an official with all this going on, too, because too often you do games that are blowouts, and these ones that are crowd is into, there is another offensive rebound and put back. You turn and do the flex like that, you could very easily pick up one you don't want to pick up. They got to be a little smarter than that. Maybe up in Gray they allow that, but Cruz with the stutter, still left, goes with a little lefty from the right side for the deuce.
He's just doing everything out there, assisting, finishing.
As that shot goes up, and I don't want to say another offensive rebound and a putback. The Cougars have got to find a way to put a body on the offensive glass. As that ball goes out of bounds, last touch by McDonald. A little bit out of control that time with Cruz's roll to the hole.
Yeah, I think right now, Coach Brzezinski, if he could say one thing to those guys, we just slow down as we got a sub coming in, a little late sub. Tell you what, taking Lance Sill out of this game, he's been really active. It's got to be for a quick drink.
Quick blow, yep.
He's got 3 fouls, I understand that, but he's been keeping that ball active.
Yep, yeah, he's done a tremendous job giving his team second chance opportunities. That ball was last touched by Contes, and boy, it looked for a second like it was going to be touched by Verduzco. He got the old alligator arms just in time. Nelson gives the ball back up. Saunders is bumped. Long 3 ball off the mark in the back, and Contes is knocked down by Van Sumeren. Van Sumeren with a stutter step. He's going strong to the hole, and we're going to have a foul by Nelson. Nelson's got the old gorilla club going there as he's got the pose going. And you know what? And again, he does that, and then he starts snapping the finger. Why do you put yourself in a position where it can be interpreted as taunting?
Well, we've talked about this again many times, you and I, and even tonight we talked about it and what the interpretation. They take that out of the equation.
As the phone just goes off with a little call from the Bay City Public Schools. I can't answer it right now, but boy, I can't wait to listen to the message. As the shot goes up and is good as well. It's 49-45. The Cougars up by 4. We're going to have time out of the floor. We'll have a chance to check our phones and be back in 60 here on BCTV.
Over the years, he's put his heart into being your dad. He was always there to fix things. Now that he needs help, don't lose hope. Covenant Center for the Heart is leading the way in minimally invasive heart options for inoperable or high-risk patients, with the first and most comprehensive structural heart disease program in the Great Lakes Bay region. It's extraordinary heart care, close to home.
Back here on Bay County TV, down 4 with the possession, 4:30 and counting left in the ball game. Nelson on the wing, back up top to Saunders. Trying the skip pass, it almost went out of bounds. Verduzco gives it back. Saunders shuffled the Tootsies, and he goes out of control to the hole, and there's Nelson with another bailout. That's got to be the 8th or 9th offensive rebound in the second half for the Gray.
He is my MVP, and when he came in, he just does a lot of nice things, and you know, he's blocking shots out there, trying to get his crowd into it. Mata says, whatever you can do, I can do better.
That is impressive the way he's taken over offensively in the second half.
Body control on that was perfect.
There's a little skip pass back up to Saunders. He's ready to burp from 21. That's his second shot that's been 3/4 of the way down the hole and bounced back out.
And they get a good rebound by Lukens in there, which is sorely needed and has been sorely needed here. But now, Austin can run a little clock. A little screen action. Mata says, I don't need it.
Again, trying to force that ball into the middle. They had that figured out. There's Nelson. He puts it to the hole, and Van Sumeren with some body.
I was waiting for him to dish it off to Saunders, and I was waiting for Van Sumeren to pull off, and neither of them happened. Back to a
two-point
game.
With a chance to bring it down to 1. And this crowd's really into things. This is a fun one.
Absolutely. This is as good as it gets for a couple of small town schools getting together and having a nice little rivalry activity here. As 51-50 is the score with 3:18 left.
Well, we talked earlier about the fact we thought this would go down the wire, and it certainly has not disappointed.
No.
Boy, look at Contis with the little spin move. Underneath to Lukens. Can't quite get the shot to drop, but he'll earn 2 at the stripe.
Their penetration has really drawn the all-gray Wolverine defense to the penetrator and leaving a lot. There's not a lot of help side rotation, and I think if they can do that and shore that up, I think all-gray looks like a good team. They're a good basketball team. Just shore up a couple little things like that and get your rotations down a little bit, and you'll be all right.
As Lukens gets the first to 2, comes up short. If you told me it would be 51-50 at this point, 3 minutes left in the game, and Contis was going to be a virtual non-factor offensively, I would say that is a not accurate statement, but that's the way it's gone thus far. But there's still a lot of basketball to be played.
A lot of basketball. Leads up to 2 now. I think, again, effort on rebounding the basketball for All Saints. All Gray has missed a fair amount of jump shots. They've got to put the effort on the glass. They got to make sure they're putting the effort on the bodies and making sure that they're hitting people.
And you got to communicate people that are skipping across. Slow down.
Yeah. Well,
keep it controlled. Contis wide open for a 3 ball. Just a little bit too strong. What a great look they got out of the offensive set. And a little strong, but look who's there. Nelson again. That's probably the 10th offensive rebound and put back in the second half. And we're tied up at 52 with 2:22 and counting left in the game.
Outside of the 1 3-point shot that he made, his shot chart is going to be right there at the rim.
It is going to be small.
A little weave action right now. A little Lukens was like, I wasn't ready for it.
Mata comes up just a little bit short on that one. There's now an opportunity. Look at Contis looking like a big guy coming up with a steal.
Both coaches trying to persuade their team just to slow it down and make sure they get a good look, and both of them have turned the ball over or missed shots. Maybe a little ill-advised.
Lukens puts one up a little bit strong and can't get it to drop. Van Sumeren lucky he didn't get one. I think Coach Courtney is going to be calling a little timeout now, try and get things ready. Courtney Glanton. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be back for the last 1:44 of regulation. All knotted up at 52 on BCTV.
Is your pain holding you back from things you enjoy, like playing with your grandchildren or participating in a sport? At Collier Chiropractic, we specialize in neck pain, back pain, headaches, or sciatica that won't go away. If you've tried chiropractic, you've tried physical therapy, you've gone to your medical doctor with no results, or you take medication and it doesn't even touch your pain, then put this number in your phone, give us a call, see how we're different at Collier Chiropractic, Bay City.
Back right here on BCTV, Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham, and Nick Page along with you as we are having ourselves a big old Donnybrook here. Going into the last minute and a half as Contis tips that ball away from Verduzco. But Verduzco gets it back. Contis tries to get it on the floor. Saunders going strong. Tips that thing back out for the 3 ball. And again, another offensive rebound. I think Nick Contis is going to pick up the foul.
Saunders gets the rebound, and the first thing he does is put the ball on the floor. You just wonder, I know he was a little deep, but get that out of there. And the other thing is All Saints is sitting back and settled in a zone. Take some time off. They had a ball get deflected, just to be patient with it.
Yep, both teams are trying to force the activity a little bit. Saunders is definitely whose hands you want on the ball at the free throw line at this stage of the game.
Well, he's got a little ice water in the veins as he's showing off to his student section.
Yeah.
The vaunted student section from All Gray that made the trek down.
Van Sumer and out, Mata back in. Mata just got a quick blow, and he should be ready to rock for the final 122 of regulation. Bend to the knees, flick of the wrist, all cotton on the delivery. And I'm going to tell you what, they are really flirting with the taunt stuff.
Even when it's in the student section, right? I mean, we're any degree of taunting.
That is correct.
See, they should be switching that right there. They're almost getting caught going downhill that way.
And that ball is tipped as Contas tried to put it up.
Well, we're going to find out the IQ of the All Gres-Sims.
They didn't down inside a minute. Yep, they tried to force it as well. Mata wide open for a three ball. Can't get it to drop. Nelson sweeps the glass, and Coach Courtney is going to have a timeout. Glanton. I keep forgetting his last name, but we're going to take another quick break and be back for the last 49.8 ticks with All Gray up by 2 on BCTV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs. Back on BCTV for the last 49.8 ticks. They're just trying to keep the ball out of Saunders' hands. As Nelson thought about it for a minute, does a nice job of not doing it. And then you're going to have a Cruz foul. It's still only the 1-and-1, though, so I don't think it's necessarily a bad foul at that point. And, it is double secret probation. It's team foul 10.
Very, again, it's if that's what you want to do, if that's who you want to foul, I get it. But it just seemed a little bit premature. They're making a lot of you're forcing them into a lot of questionable passes. Great foul.
Yep. At this point, when they missed the first, it's a great foul. Now Mata comes back in, a little offense for defense. Both these coaches, boy, they are just working hard and going deep into the playbook with situational ball.
We're talking straight chess match right here between Coach Courtney and Coach Brzezinski.
38.9 seconds left, 3-point lead for the All Gres-Sims Wolverines. Coach Brzezinski says, I'm going to take a timeout and I'm going to draw up a nice play. And we'll take another break and come back to see how it all unfolds on Bay County TV.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and today I'm here to change your outlook on becoming a referee. Sometimes being a referee can be hard work, but I'm here to tell you that the positives far outweigh the negatives. Just think of the impact you could have on the younger generation, the laughs you could share, and the lives you could change. There's an unofficiated game that needs you.
Here we are as we're taking 70 seconds during the 60-second timeout to try and analyze what Coach Brzezinski's going to do to get that ball back in, and it is going to be
high pick and roll
by Cruz.
Yeah, I go high pick and roll. Everyone loves the three, but you get the high pick and roll action. Now McDonald slides down a little bit. Get the quick deuce if you had a chance. Right now they look like they're just playing for the triple. Or just lose the ball.
And that ball goes out of bounds, and now they're going to be forced to, if they don't get it off the inbounds, they're going to have to foul.
And if I'm looking for a timeout, I don't know the number left. We don't have the in front of us. Plus,
I think I see one on the table for All Gray.
I would run to make sure that my man Saunders had his hands on the ball.
Oh my, that was nearly the steal, and having 1 out of 2 at the free throw line, and Almost a steal that time for Cruz, and we're going to shoot 2 at the other end.
And Cruzy will pick up his 5th foul on the foul. But again, watching Van Sickle the last time he went to the free throw line, the first one was a little hard. He made the second one, but certainly I'd like his opportunity at the free throw line if I'm a Cougar fan versus having Saunders there, where he was twinkling the twine, as you affectionately call it. Cruz played a great game, had a great second half. Started off with that one-handed passer in the 4th quarter to Mata, and really injected a lot of life into the Cougars. Got a little blood.
Got a little blood, maybe a little scratch on the face from the attempt to steal that ball away.
Not sure about this uniform switch. This is when you go, hey, can you shoot better free throws? You go in the game.
Yep, they huddle around him just to see what they're going to be able to do. And I think with that blood, unless they have totally got that controlled, shouldn't allow him back into the game.
Now you get a little bit of a time period, kind of like.
I don't know if he's got a different jersey or if he just turned it inside out.
No, he just gave number 11 on the bench. Has not played this game. Just gave him Van Sickle number 11. So you get a couple of seconds to. I think they're having that conversation.
I think right now what they're talking about is, first off, is the blood sufficiently stopped for him to have the opportunity to come back in the game? I think the game has stopped for this, and he needs to be out of the game and replaced because it caused the stoppage. And he needs to be replaced with somebody off of the bench to shoot the free throw.
And give the jersey back to the kid that's on the bench.
And if he can get the blood stopped, he can come in after the free throws are done. But I believe because he caused the stoppage of play, he cannot come back into the game.
And, of course, it's one
unless they take a timeout, their last timeout, to bring him back in.
And see, this is what I would be doing, though, if I'm Bay City All-Star. I'd be huddling up. I would be having this situation. I wouldn't be worried about the time that they're giving them. I'd be more concerned about, let's get what we're going to do. 12 seconds left. How many timeouts do we have left? What do we have doing? Who do we want to get? Now, as far as changing the jerseys, is that got to be done in the official book? You have to change the number in the official book. Is it?
That is something that I have never had happen in my close to 20 years of officiating. But I'm going to tell you somebody that's been around the block a time or two and able to make things happen, and that's Jimmy Clark. And he's the one doing most of the confabbing right now. But the only thing in this situation that I would question is not whether the jersey's legal or not, but because the game was stopped for this player with blood and it was an inordinate amount of time, he is back out of the game right now. So I really believe that was the right call. You're going to bring somebody off the bench that has played a fair amount of minutes, and that's a Casey Williams, and he's going to shoot too.
Well, you know what? Secret weapon.
Well, he's got 2 chances to make one to make it a 2-possession game. He doesn't even hesitate. Couple of quick dribbles, and he pounds it home.
Saunders gives him a little slap in the face like the old Italian mafia.
Yeah.
Take me home, Guido. Take me home.
Second free throw by Williams. That one's a little bit off the mark. Still an opportunity with 12 seconds left. Contes has got to burp a 3. It's off the mark and 3 seconds left. Another shot errantly missed. McDonald at the buzzer. It counts, but that's all there is.
There is no more.
It's a 2-point victory in a very, very well-played, hard-fought game. The Cougars come up a deuce short. We'll be back in a moment to put the wraps on this one on BCTV.
When you want to show someone you care, you go above and beyond. It's the little things that make someone feel extra special. The extra time, the extra effort, the extra attention to detail. It can have an extraordinary effect on people.
I'll never let you down. I need you now.
So when you care this much about your family, from the youngest to the oldest, You send them to the place that specializes in extraordinary care, Covenant Health Care. We make families feel extra safe with a leading team of experts in the Great Lakes Bay region. We take the extra steps to deliver the most advanced technologies and training. We go the extra mile as you journey from diagnosis to recovery. We give families extra hope. Why do more people trust their families to Covenant Health Care? Because we've proven ourselves over time, across generations, and treat your family like you do, with extraordinary care. So you can continue to do so for generations to come.
Back with the Village Towing post-game show on BCTV. Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham. The 2-3 zone was superb for All Saints in getting Au Gres to miss the first shot, but boy, those second chance offensive rebounds really cost the Cougars an opportunity to win.
They did, and not only that, it's you played exactly how you wanted to play. You know, you got what you wanted. So now you go back to the drawing board, and now you put that focus back in. We've got to make contact. We've got to hit a body. We've got to make sure that just because we're playing in the zone, we don't fall back and think that we're just going to have the ball come to us. And that teams like Au Gres and players like Parker Nelson, they are going to attack the glass, because once you – it's like smelling blood. It's like a shark. Once you smell that first offensive rebound, and as an offensive rebounder myself, you went after it. You always hunted that basketball because you just knew that there was going to be opportunities. And if they don't box you out, you were having a field day.
Two players that I'm going to find extremely positive, coming out party-esque performance tonight, Cruz and Mata for All Saints.
Right. I was very impressed with the way that Renee was able to run the offense, put the ball where it needed to get to. Mata finishing, Mata coming down a couple times. But Cruz had that ability to really turn the corner. When they would set the ball screen and they would get the switch and he would get the bigger on him, he knew he had the advantage speed-wise. He really did a nice job of exposing it, getting his team in an opportunity and putting them in an opportunity to win the basketball game.
Well, the Cougars get a split tonight. The girls come away with a very impressive 35-point victory. The nail-biter that we thought was going to happen, we certainly were not disappointed. Very exciting game for the fans, for the players, for the officials, and certainly the announcers had fun as well.
Well, I think so, and I think Coach Brzezinski is going to be able to utilize this game, and when he looks at the film about, again, we talk about it with everything. It's all about building for the playoffs, right? You got your conference championship that you still have in front of you, and then you have the district championship. So they've got trophies that they're still going to be playing for here at All Saints. But, again, it was a great game. It was a evenly matched game coming in. Both teams sporting at the time 4-6 records, and sitting here both wanting a big victory here tonight on this Tuesday.
Well, and this is the second season in a row of regular irregularities, if you would be, because neither team has been able to play enough consistently over a period of weeks to really get into the groove that you look for down the stretch for the season.
Well, you're hoping that at this point, with everything that goes on with sicknesses, illnesses, relying on other teams doing the right thing if they're not feeling well, it's the new normal for high school basketball, because we're indoors. We don't have a choice. It's not like football, but on the other side of it, you're hoping that February 1st today turns the calendar. As you start eyeing up a little warmer weather, a little bit more, continuity with your team, and hopefully it turns out well for both these teams. But hopefully it turns out well for all the area basketball teams and everyone staying healthy.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, partner. Another great job tonight having you along my side, and we saw a couple of great ball games. Again, the Cougars not able to make the second game happen, but we're going to have a couple of days to refresh and recharge, and we've got Garber and John Glenn doubleheader as a makeup on Sunday, and so we'll be right back in it.
The day of rest is no longer going to be when you get those rivalries in a gym. It's going to be rocking and rolling at the Duke Dome for sure.
It is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for being along tonight. On behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham. Great job by Nick Page again. Have a great night. We'll look forward to talking with you soon.